The notification appears in your secure terminal at 3:17 a.m., and for exactly 4 seconds, you stare at it without understanding. Someone has posted your home address, your actual physical address, the apartment where you are sitting right now, in the public forum of your own marketplace. Your fingers freeze above the keyboard. In 18 minutes, 17,000 users have seen this message. You were supposed to be invisible. 3 years ago, you were debugging network infrastructure for a mid-tier tech company and falling asleep to the sound of traffic through thin apartment walls. The marketplace started as an intellectual exercise. Could you build something truly anonymous? The first transaction was for $20 worth of marijuana. You took a 3% fee, 60 cents. The platform grew because it worked. Each improvement attracted more users. Each new user generated more revenue. Each dollar of revenue funded better security, which attracted higher stakes vendors. You hired your first employee without ever meeting them. You told yourself you were not responsible for what packages moved through a postal system just because you had designed a particularly sophisticated mailing label. The first law enforcement operation you observed from the inside happened 14 months after launch. They took down a competitor platform through a server seizure in Amsterdam. You watched the announcement, then immediately pulled your own European servers and rebuilt them in 3 different jurisdictions with new routing protocols. When they published their case study 6 months later, you learned they had identified the admin through Bitcoin transaction analysis. You immediately implemented a new cryptocurrency tumbling system that made such analysis impossible. Every takedown taught you something. By year 2, your platform processed 400,000 transactions monthly. The revenue crossed 7 figures. You moved to a better apartment and bought a car with cash and told people you were doing freelance consulting. The undercover agents were not difficult to identify once you knew what to look for. They created vendor accounts with perfect operational security but no business sense. You banned 43 law enforcement accounts in the first 18 months. Each ban included a private message explaining exactly which behavioral patterns had exposed them. One day, German authorities seized a server farm in Frankfurt that hosted mirror sites for 17 dark web marketplaces. Your infrastructure had been scheduled to migrate there the following week. The second close call was not coincidental. A high-volume vendor known as Chemistry Set was arrested in Portland and began cooperating within hours, leading investigators to a vulnerability in your authentication system. These close calls taught you that staying ahead of law enforcement required resources that transformed what you were willing to do. You were no longer just someone who built a platform. You actively monitored threats and made decisions about people's lives. The revenue had grown to $2 million monthly. You employed 43 people across 6 time zones, none of whom knew your real identity. A parallel economy with its own currency and justice system. But one day you encountered your biggest fear. Someone has posted your home address on the platform you created to be anonymous. Someone you banned 2 years ago who knows exactly who you are. You sit looking at your home address posted on your own platform. The most sophisticated anonymity infrastructure ever built has been used to expose its own creator. while your empire continues generating revenue in walls that no longer protect you.